1 minute, guys. Wi-Fi's a little slow. Little Pony Express out here in the country where we're at. Really slow. Wow. School, yeah.
Good. Give me time to set up.
A little slow. There we go. Everybody good? Good over there?
I'm good.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the Journey to Healing. I'm Tammy. It's my hubby, Lance. We're the Journey to Healing team, and we are here to help you guys through all your steps of Keto Continuum and get you on track, help you over the hurdles, help you along however we can. So we do this as well. We don't just teach it. We walk it, talk it, live it, breathe it, and we wholeheartedly believe in it. So we go through the struggles. Sometimes we're on a good streak. Sometimes we're on a bad streak. That's life. That's what makes us different than this isn't a 12-week program or a 6-week program. This is how we live life through 4 generations in our family that we share this process with. So sometimes the kids are involved. Sometimes the grandparents are involved. Everything is in there. So, but that's life. So we're learning how to do this to stay successful at every level and every area of life. We are on our 72-hour fast right now. We are kicking back in. We got our chemistry all set and we're doing a 72. We started yesterday. Yeah, we started yesterday. We will be going into Wednesday with this fast. So things are going good. I'm feeling okay. My numbers were pretty good. I had a DBR in the 60s this morning. So I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow. I've had a couple of teaching moments, learning moments about my own body this week of just getting everything going and eliminating that darn cream out of my coffee. I've proven it to myself for about the 400th time. My body just does not like cream. It fits perfectly well in my macros, but it does not fit in my body because my body reacts every time I put it in. So that's where I'm at. Where are you at, honey?
Hanging in, just like normal. I mean, I just keep cruising. First day is pretty good for me, but tomorrow's where I'll struggle. So we'll see how it goes.
So we're pushing for 72. Anybody else doing a clean 72 while we're here? Anybody?
I'm doing I started a sardine challenge.
Nice.
I started around 2 o'clock this afternoon. So I bought that the stuff you can get on Amazon there on your favorites page.
Sardines. Which one? Oh, the sardines. Yep.
Yeah. I don't remember the name of it. Starts with a W, I think. World, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, this little sardine packages.
Good.
They were on sale. And those seem to be okay. I do put hollandaise sauce on it. I know it's got some carbs in it, but I'm getting them down. So
as long as you're getting them down, that's the win.
I'm going to try. I'm going to attempt to do it for 72 hours.
Nice.
Good
job, Nancy. I'm proud of you. That's a lot of work. I know you've come a long way in that. And, you know, for those of us that sardines are not our favorite thing, it just proves to us mentally that we can all do hard things. They're not my favorite, but I love what they do for my body. So they go down. So it's one of those things, be mindful of that and don't just, you know, cross it off the checklist because you don't like them. As I said, I don't care for them either, but I love what they do for my body. If your chemistry is struggling, if you're not able to stay on track, if your numbers are tanking or anything like that, sardines are a great tool to always have in your toolbox and use on them. We also go to mackerel. We've used Smash, if you remember that, the sardines, mackerel, anchovies. I always forget the other salmon and herring. So when you put them all together, those are all ones. I made a little mashup of all of them, of sardines, mackerel, cod livers. I made that all together and made a little mix up this morning or this week that I'm going to share with you guys. But again, getting those sardines in you is key. And it's not, I don't sit down and have them as a meal that I enjoy and oh my, I'm having some yummy sardines. It is, I scarf them. It is literally standing there, getting them down as fast as I can and down the gullet. I mean, they just need to get in to get the health benefits. So if your numbers are struggling, it's always a great tool. So good job, Nancy. I know that wasn't easy for you either, and we'll be pushing you through this week. So you stick with it. Give me those 72 hours. I'm going to stay clean. You stay sardines for 3 days. We got this. We got this. Good job. Sue, come on in and check in. Okay. Sue's not doing sardines, but her numbers can get pretty darn good without sardines. So come on in.
They're not good right now, but hey.
but we know what to
You
do,
know what? It's okay.
right?
It's okay. Not doing too bad. I deserved what I got this morning, and that's fine. But that carnivore ice cream sure is good.
Right? And we got to learn those things every once in a while. We got to remind ourselves that those things are meant to be treats, used very, very seldom, but they're still a treat, and that's okay. It's not a
Yeah.
fail. It's
And
get up.
that's what I used it for. I knew it was in there, and I had some last week, so it's not like I'm having it every day. And like you said, it fits in the macros, and it did. And I ate it within my hour. So, I'm not worried about it. I am back to OMAD, so that's fine. Um, it's going to be okay. I'm not
Yep.
worried about it at all. That's the only thing I have not eaten or that I've eaten that I maybe shouldn't have. I mean, everything else is, I had pepperoni and scrambled eggs today for lunch.
There you go.
So, with butter in it. And so there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. I'm just cruising along right now and I'm fine.
Good. Good
So,
job, Sue. And just so anybody that doesn't know, Sue's a veteran. Sue has her good chemistry. She's had her great days where she's got that chemistry going really strong. And she chose to do some supposedly keto ice cream or whatever, fits in her macros and everything like that. But even her as a veteran has still her numbers dropped. So that is what you have to look at. And that's what really helps you determine how often can you jump and do that. Sue doesn't do it all the time, but for people like me and Sue that have broken metabolisms that are really struggling and have to work for every damn number we get, we have to leave those treats to very seldom because it will take days for us to recover.
right.
Lance and some of the guys can actually recover in a day or two after a treat like that. It would take me a week to get back on track and get my numbers back or to the next 3-day fast. So
Yeah.
the fasting will get me back on or clean it back out. But if I just stayed normal, my numbers would just trickle along again. So Sue, I'm proud of you for jumping right back in.
Well, it's 2 cups of heavy cream and 5 egg yolks. So there's nothing bad in it at all. And I make 4 servings out of that. So there really isn't anything bad. Now, I did put allulose in it this time,
There you go.
except that I put more in it than it needed. I mean, it was all, and this is something for all of you that are not eating sweets. I put like a cup in it,
Ooh.
which it was almost too sweet. I couldn't eat it. So I've gotten so used to not having the sweets that little bit just about, bleh, I was ready to
Just
throw it away.
Stu, exactly what you're saying. Anybody, just be mindful of that. Anybody, if you do go to make a recipe for a treat, a birthday, an anniversary, or something like that, please be mindful of that. Always don't ever add what people call for sweetness, because when you're doing Dr. Boz's program, we are actually eliminating that sweetness from the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
So the sweetness that everybody else is used to will gag us. It's almost like that over
Yep.
headache kind of sweet thing that hurts your teeth and everything.
Right.
Even if it's allulose or something like that, it still is too much of a trigger for all of us. And it's
Right.
just too much. We don't need that. So start very minimal, start with none. If you can do the ice cream with no sweetener in it and just have that yummy creaminess, which is usually what a lot of us crave, I wouldn't
Yeah.
put any in. But if you needed
Yeah.
some, then go. I'd rather have a little dash of some. I have homemade vanilla that I have brewing on my
Mm-hmm.
counter all the time. Use a little dash of
Yeah.
homemade vanilla or something in it and try to do it without sweetness. If you need
Yep.
sweetness, add literally a drip at a time or some small amount
Right.
at a time and mix it, but don't ever go in with what a full recipe ever calls for, because most of us in this group would never. It'll just be too much, like Sue's saying. So
Right.
good lesson learned.
It is. It's too sweet. There's one serving left, and I'll probably divide it in half if I eat it. I may not even eat it.
Yeah.
But it was just, I knew it was in there and I wanted it, so I ate it.
There you go.
So other than that, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, good. We're glad you're getting back on track. And another cool part, if you listen to what Sue just said, she's a veteran. She knows her chemistry is good. She knows how to do this. She wanted a damn treat, and that's okay. She had a treat. It's not going to derail her for the next week. She wakes up the
Mhm.
next day and gets right back on track and keeps going. That's not one of those things that doesn't let you run down the hill and run over yourself. It's not a beginning of an, oh my gosh, binging week. It is, I wanted a treat. I planned it. I thought it through. I'm doing it. I
Yeah,
did it and it's okay. But
it's
you wake up
fine.
tomorrow and get right back on course.
Oh yeah, yep. Okay, good.
Good job, Sue.
Aha.
Glad you're here. Come on in, Wayne. We're so happy to see you. We
Mr.
missed you.
Wayne.
Hey guys,
How you
Hey,
doing, brother?
good.
Wayne,
How are
a
you?
veteran in the house that we're
Good.
happy to have back.
So over the last week, I had a couple CGMs left that I hadn't used, and I recommitted myself to being pretty strict on my eating window. I was down to a 6-hour eating window consistently, and then was 5 carbs or less pretty much every day. And my numbers really got to a point where they were really good. They were, my morning blood glucose was in the 80s,
Nice.
and my ketones were, I mean, I never make huge amounts of ketones, or I don't overmake them. Let's put it that way. Whatever I'm making, I'm assuming my body's using, because I'm typically under 1. I was like from 0.5 to 0.9, which is significant for me. And then, I got kind of bored with the CGM because all these great numbers, but it's like, okay, I'm not really taking advantage of it. So I thought I would do a little experiment. And I was out to dinner with some family, and I, grabbed some French fries off another person's plate, and I literally took 10 French fries. So smaller than a small order from a fast food place. And my blood glucose just went through the roof. I was 140 within minutes. And it took me a good couple days to get to a point where I'm still not down to the 80s where I was, but it just proves to you can be doing this for a very long time and you still got a lot of healing to do. And people question, well, gosh, you know, can't you, take it easy every now and then? And it's like, well, you probably can, but after you get to a point, if you're not to the point yet where your body is flexible and using glucose and fat for fuel and being able to shift between the two efficiently, it's not the time to be doing that. But, I consciously went into it, so I'm not really stressed about it or anything. I just thought, well, it's, if you're going to invest in a CGM, let's see how your body reacts.
Hard lessons learned. But here's another thing in it. It's not just that part of, because those of us that are medically broken for decades, I mean, we've had decades or our whole lives of not eating properly and things like that. When you get back to realizing the body can only process less than a teaspoon of sugar a day. So that's potatoes, that's fruit, that's vegetables, that's the fiber, that's all of the things that turn into glucose in our body is less than a teaspoon. So even if we're healthy, even if they have a healthy mitochondria, it is amazing what we've become so accustomed to that is normal for intake of glucose. We're not meant to intake that much that we have to store it all the time, that we have to chuck it back somewhere. So when it's more than what the bloodstream can handle, that glucose is going to get chucked somewhere and back into the liver, back into the muscles, back into the storage. So it's not as much even, it is that we're all metabolically broken because of the lifestyle we've all lived, but it's also to the fact of, remember, our body can only process that minimal of amount in one day. That, even when we get healthy, we really still have to stay mindful of how much can we consume, how much can our body process and handle, and not store it again, because none of us want to go backwards. If once we hit that and we get those great numbers and we, reach all those markers, we still don't want to go backwards. We still want to make sure. I love that you learned that, though. Wayne, anybody that doesn't know, Wayne is a mathematician on figuring out this chemistry and his numbers. He's brilliant at it. He's an excellent tracker. So he's one of those you can learn a lot of lessons off of him because he is good at what he does and he knows how to do it. Now, life kicks us all in the gut and we don't always have the perfect scenario, but that is life. And that's what I love about it, is learning to navigate through life. There's going to be seasons where each of you can stay really strong, really good, really everything. And then there's going to be seasons that, you know what, holding space right now and just holding tight at whatever level you can manage is the best you can do. And that's okay. That's life. I mean, I just buried my brother a few months ago. There was 6 weeks there that we were just not off the rails. We didn't jump ship, but I sure wasn't into the mindset of being able to push into a fast, or I was eating outside my eating window. I was still eating healthy foods, but it loosened up. We were being with family. Things were happening. It was a rough time. So that wasn't the time I was going to push myself into a 3-day fast. We're fasting now. We're stable. We're getting back our chemistry going. And now we look at our calendar and we think, okay, it'll fit right now. We can do this. Then you push and do hard things together and we can handle it much easier with much less conflict. So anything else exciting, Wayne, you learned?
No, just getting back on the horse where I was. And I got 1 CGM left. And I thought, well, I'll give it a few more days of having some decent numbers. And then I'll probably put that on and do some more research with it.
Good. Keep us posted. I love learning from your numbers. Neat.
Nice job, brother.
Yeah, no doubt. Can't wait for Miss Vicky to get home.
Thursday night.
Is she home for good then? Are we done?
For a month, and then she's got another tour she's got to run.
Oh, geez. Come on in, Diana. You want to come and check in?
Okay, am I?
There you are. We got
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello.
Hey. Give me a win, give me a struggle, and any questions.
Well, I have had some wins, a lot more struggles this week, but it seems like since I did the 3-day water fast, my gut is like so much better. And then I broke it with bone broth and been doing a lot of that, but I'm not having any trouble too much anymore. I haven't taken the pantoprazole at all. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll take it.
Yep.
But I got a couple steroid shots last Wednesday, and now my blood sugar and it seems my ketones have tanked. Yesterday, after I think I had like 12 MCT capsules, and they were 0.4 this morning. So I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Did everybody hear what she's saying? Did everybody catch what's going on? So first of all, I want to say kudos to you for doing the bone broth and doing that fasting and healing that gut, because that is anybody that's having bowel issues, gut issues, anything like that. We got to heal. You just got to heal that mucosal layer. There's no way around it. And everything goes so much better and easier when you do that. When things aren't going straight in one end and straight out the other, it gets so much easier, so much more comfortable when the gut's not all inflamed and the bowels aren't all irritable and things like that. This just becomes easier. So I applaud you for taking the time to heal that. That's not easy to do, but sometimes that level of person that is trying to get that chemistry going has to push into a fast truly faster than they're really, really ready to do so. But stopping the friction in that gut, stopping everything going through there and giving it a chance to catch up and heal a little bit is sometimes what just flips the switch. Then it's like, okay, now I'm good, smooth sailing. Good for you.
I almost want to do it some more if I'm going to get that kind of results. But right now I started sardine challenge again this morning. But I don't. My blood sugar has been a little frustrating. I don't know. Of course, there's some things I'm taking. I took away a couple medicines and added a couple. I can't work right now without taking tramadol after a couple hours. And in addition to that, I have to take Dramamine because otherwise it makes me sick. Well, does Dramamine have carbs in it?
I don't know that it has
either one of those.
But here's the thing. You're getting steroids going in. Steroids are going to raise your glucose, period.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's just across the board. It doesn't matter what kind of steroid it is. The steroid itself is going to raise it. Now, when you start adding other toxins, as in other medications, other things going in, I will tell you, most of us have a reaction to the toxins that go in, that the toxins are what's in the medications.
Yeah.
I don't take anything crazy. I have some heart meds I have to take, an injection, those kind of things. I swear it is my body hates anything foreign going in it.
Mhm.
And it's a reaction. That's why I have to stay that much more diligent. I have to stay that much more stronger. With you and your numbers being up with the steroids, I would encourage you to stay the course. Don't jump ship, no matter how much those steroids sometimes can make you feel really hungry, make you feel jittery, just give you a weird feeling that may stimulate you wanting to eat more often or something like that. Just make sure if you do give into that, make sure you're giving into foods that serve your purpose of what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, don't give in to the binges on the sugars and the sweets, but work through the steroid thing. That's a real struggle and it's not easy. So stay the course, keep your fats up, keep the proteins in like you do, but keep those carbs still as low as you can and work through that. And it's going to take you some time to get through those steroids in and out of you, but don't sweat the
Yeah.
numbers. Act like those numbers are still pristine and you're on a roll. Just keep
Yeah.
hold steady.
Well, and a lot of it is, I know I'm a pretty major stress monster right now with what's going on with mom, and
Yeah.
work is pretty challenging, but I did just put my notice in. So the
Yeah.
16th is going to be my last day.
Oh, I'm
So-
sorry.
Well, I'm not sorry. I
Okay.
actually feel such peace about it. It's not funny. I mean,
Good.
I don't know, I don't know. Mom's got a lot of stuff going on. We're thinking she's got a blockage in her heart again, and the doctors just seem to be well, she's got a new cardiologist, and because her other one retired, I mean, he's just acting like, well, she's 88 years old. Why don't you just let her go? And I'm just like, yeah.
Mm.
So there's a lot of stress, and evidence of my blood pressure being, I
So
had cut my blood pressure.
high, your cortisol's high, your blood pressure's up, your glucose is high, your DBR is probably rising. Those are all things that are normal with what's going on in your life. So hold
Yeah.
steady, hold tight, and stay the course. That's all I can really
Yeah.
push you through. And if you can't advance right now, that's fine. I would just hold steady. That's
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yes. All right. Well, good job, Diana. All right. Tina, and then we have whoever's on the iPad. I gotta get a name from you because I don't know. So come on in, Tina. Come and check
That's
in.
Olga.
Is that Olga? I've seen her name over in the thing. Okay, come on, Tina. Come check in, then we'll go to Olga.
Hi. Well, I think there's quite a few people on the call that weren't on last week when I was on, so I'm pretty new. I'm in my third week right now, and I'm like on step 2, so I haven't gotten very far.
That's okay.
I'm not fasting.
Nobody,
sure.
You should.
I'm not
nobody,
ready for not
The
ready
only-
for that.
the only person keeping track is you.
So don't push it.
I did have a rough day on Saturday, but I messaged the group and said what was happening, and they gave me some good advice, and I feel better now. So,
Nice.
nothing real interesting. I've just been increasing the fats.
And at the
Focusing
beginning,
on
Tina,
fat.
just know until you get completely fat adapted, that is key, is ingesting that fat. And sometimes that's hard to accept because, I think the same thing. It's like, I got enough fat here. Why am I ingesting more? But you got to remember that fat is locked behind the cell right now. So ingesting it is what you need to do to get those ketones a rolling.
Well, I did find a favorite food that's really fatty.
What's that?
It was from someone who suggested it. Pork belly.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
My gosh, that is so
Put them in
good.
the air fryer. Oh, baby.
Yes, that's what I did. Oh my gosh. I'm like in love with it. So I'm like, I'm just going to take advantage of it right now while I can.
Yep.
Until I have to be stricter with things. I'm just enjoying it.
Enjoy this time. And that is one part, the whole beginner level of everybody in there, such an enjoyable time. Yes, if we're withdrawing things, we're pulling the things that don't serve you. But if you look at what you do get to have, you have a pretty relaxed, open eating window. You're getting consume all the fats and things that we've been told for how long not to eat. You're getting good proteins in you. It's a win-win. So take the beginning steps of it, write it and enjoy it, because it does get stricter later when we start working on those addictions and where those troublesome things come knocking on the door that are really big battles to fight. We fight that in those intermediate levels to help repair the brain and things like that. So it really does become important, to establish this beginner foundation first. So take your time, do every step, have every step mastered before you advance. And that is key.
I think Saturday my problem was magnesium. I really had to increase that. So,
And that's, yep. And that'll come and go as your inflammation is leaving faster and slower and things like that, as you're peeing it out, things like that. That magnesium will fluctuate. So just keep that on hand. That's one of those things when I have that keto toolbox list that I put up, keep that in your toolbox. Those are one of the good things to always have. So good job,
Great.
team. Just stay the course, girl. You got this.
Hey, thank you.
Yes. Come on in, Olga. Come and check in and say hi. Welcome to the club. Hang on, we got you muted.
Got to hit the little microphone on your
Unmute.
screen.
Nope. Hang on, we still got you muted.
She's gonna something's gonna pop up.
Did it pop up to ask to unmute? Nope.
Not
Wait,
yet.
Not
touch
yet.
touch your screen. There should be stuff that comes up at the bottom. There should be a microphone over in the corner.
You may have to allow it. Give it permission or something to turn on.
Do you have a touch screen? You might have to use the mouse.
She's on an iPad.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Can you touch it? Is it touching it anywhere and asking you permission to use your microphone or anything like that? If not, Olga, you could type in the chat if that would help you any. Olga's new to the group, so we want to welcome her to the group. I feel bad not being able to talk to her here.
Nancy.
What?
The friend you're trying to get in, is that Peggy Frazier?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, I just sent her I'm on on a different thing with her,
Okay.
so I will send her the link to the Zoom. I didn't know who she was, so.
Are you still trying there, Olga? I'm sorry. If you
Olga,
want,
I just sent you a picture of what it looks like on my iPad. There's like a little microphone on the left-hand side. It's got a red line through it.
can you see that?
Touch it. Is it not working? Do you have headphones?
Oh,
don't
do you
know
have
why.
headphones that could be connected
No,
to?
well, I was thinking if she had some Bluetooth,
Yeah.
the voice would be but she's still red, so
Let me see if I can unclick it.
you'll have to bring your iPad with you so I can help you figure it out.
Okay, I'm sorry, Olga, if you want to type something in the chat. If not, we'll figure it out for next week. Maybe Lance could get on and help you, or Nancy could help you. We'll figure it out. We'll get you in. So, but if you have any questions, type them in the chat or over in the group. I think you're in the group now, right? The big group? I think so. Okay, just type anything over in that group and we'll catch up with you. I do have a couple announcements I want to share. You know, we've all been talking about the website is changing and our teaching coaching platforms are changing. It is happening. So I am able to start sharing links. I'm going to share them over in each private coaching group for right now. There'll be a link for beginner, a link for intermediate, and a link for advanced. And I'll put each of those in those groups so I can try with you guys that are in my groups already, so we can tell what's working, what's not, and everybody can kind of work through it. Just know everybody's credit card that was in this membership classes, all those have been canceled up till now, for now. So everybody has to re-sign in if you went in August classes. So those coachings, the August classes, what those memberships give you is 4 lives. Actually, most of them give you 8 lives because right now the classes are small enough. I'm letting you come. I teach 2 classes of each level, and I let you come to both right now because the classes are small enough. I can still manage it. Once they get big enough that I can't manage them, then I'll separate them and you'll have to pick one or the other. But for right now, I'm giving you access to both of them. On the new coaching platform that we have, you're going to be able to click in on that. It's going to save everything for you. The links will all be right there. And what the goal is we're trying to get all of this malarkey off of Facebook so you don't have to go looking 15 different places to find links and things like that. It's all going to be confined in our little program. Eventually, it's going to be confined in our own little app. So all of this stuff will be together. The courses and what we talk about, any notes that I want to give you, any links that I want to share with you, it will all be shared in that platform. So it'll be easier to navigate. Everything's going to be there for you. So we will start out tonight. As soon as we get off, we're going to post in each of those private groups. Now, the next thing for next week's class or for next week's support group, there is going to be a membership. It's called Free Family Support Group. It's going to be the same class, the same everything that we're doing right here on Monday nights, but you're going to sign in on a membership. So again, those links will all be under there for every week. When you go to come on here, you don't have to go searching for a link. You sign in, you leave your email there, you come in, your links will all be posted according to the date. I need you to be mindful of the dates that you're clicking on because the system makes a new link and you have to click on the appropriate date and appropriate class to get in. Okay, so go.
No, we're fine. We'll post that in the big group.
That's
after this meeting.
So all this is going to start. If anybody, I trust you guys, love you guys, and I appreciate your feedback. If you go to sign in and do anything that doesn't seem right, doesn't seem like it clicks through like it properly should, please send me a message and let us know. This is literally unfolding in the next few hours as we speak.
Yep.
And then within the next day or two, the website is going to go from the old website to the new website. So things are going to look a little bit different. We've got a few things we still need to work out, but it is going to be, yes, Monday is still free. Monday night will always be a free session. You just got to sign into the Monday night support group membership. It looks like a course, just like the courses that we teach
but it's free.
But it's free. So you'll get in there. The links will all be there and we'll be able to put any notes that we want to take or something that we discussed and talked about. We'll be able to put that in there and it will always be there. You can refer back to it. Now, I don't know how often I'm going to change it or update or anything like that. But it'll give you stuff to talk about that we, hey, Peggy, glad you made it. Welcome in.
Sorry for the trouble, Peggy. That was me.
We're trying to do that, but just know this is the last week on this link. So this link will no longer work. So everybody that wants to sign in, I'm going to put that over in the big group tonight. I need you to start signing in now and start getting used to going in and finding it so you can get to it and know, so we're not scrambling next Monday trying to get everybody into class. So let's go ahead, get signed in. It will show you what courses are available. It will give you the links for what lives are coming up, things like that. So this week is just going to be literally working through the technical version. Is everything clicking where it's supposed to? Is everything getting where it's supposed to? Then after that week work next Monday and all of that comes together, then we will start feeding information into those courses. So it's going to grow and get better. We don't have to start over every month. You're going to have access to the information that builds a library. We'll have recipes. We're going to have meal plans. We're going to have links over there and stuff that we can do. So I am hoping it's the first step of a whole new journey of growing and being able to serve you guys so much more efficient for you guys and more efficient for us instead of us searching and grabbing and trying to throw it at people. And for people that don't want to be on Facebook, eventually we will be able to have our private groups off of Facebook and everything. That's all time coming, but that's what we're working towards so we can serve each of you better. So come on in, Peggy, if you want to come and check in and say hi. We got unmute you.
Hi.
Hello and welcome.
I am definitely a food addict of many sorts.
Welcome to the club. We all
I don't know anything about I don't know anything about keto, but I'm about willing to try anything.
Well, glad you're here.
Welcome, Peggy. And I will tell you, every one of us are food addicts, and every one of us started out not knowing a darn thing. And we all help each other. We encourage each other, and just know there is a literal step-by-step process to help get your healing, get the healing started, get the cells turning over. And just know this is the long-term goal in this is the brain health of breaking that addiction that you're talking about. So the steps sometimes seem silly. They seem like there's things that, why would I do that? That just doesn't even sound like it matters. And you will know that every step in Keto Continuum matters. And every one of them are just, you got to master it and then you move on. But you will be amazed at how much that can heal the brain, heal the issues that you're dealing with in your body, and how much we all turn to food for everything, whether we're happy, sad, depressed, emotional, whatever it is, we learn to make food not the answer or the coping skill that we turn to. We find other things, and that's what we spend so much time learning to do. So welcome, Peggy. I'm glad you're here. You're in the right spot, and just know we all started this exact same spot you're at.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, look, Olga got her microphone on.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
good job. Nice work. Come on in and check in.
Sorry to interrupt, Peggy, but she was struggling with her equipment.
Yeah, apparently in my settings where it says Zoom, it was off.
There you go.
I didn't know because I have a doctor's appointment every couple of weeks and we're on Zoom. So, but I'm very new to this. I have done keto before. I have been in ketosis and I have stomach issues. So for a while there, I was struggling because I was in the hospital, things like that. And then I saw your site. Of course, Nancy is the one that actually introduced me to it. So I'm grateful.
Nancy.
Nancy.
She's going to be our king of recruiting here pretty
Right.
soon.
She's awesome.
Right.
My biggest struggle is not like sugary treats or any of that, but it is carbs because I'm more of a carb eater. I could live without meat. I'm the opposite. So it's a real struggle for me to just eat meat. You know, I'm allergic to shellfish. I cannot eat that. But that's my biggest problem as far as food, you know. Fasting, I think I can do. I've done fasting before, not 72 hours like that other woman. Thank you. My God.
That's down
That's
the road.
down the road.
That's
Don't
down the
even-
road. Don't get freaked
Yeah.
out about that.
And just know that any beginners that are watching, we've got to lay that foundation first. Fasting is not in your vocabulary right now. We don't even want to look that direction. So don't let the few veterans in the group here scare you with 72
No,
hours.
they're not. No, I'm actually, you know, I think it's awesome. I'm
Good, but-
inspired by them.
But the difference of, does everybody understand this? The difference of Dr. Boz's Keto Continuum, we get into ketosis to carry us through a fast. Most programs out there will push you into white knuckling through a fast to get you into ketosis. We reverse that because if you're in ketosis when you go into a fast,
Much better.
it goes, first of all, much smoother because you're fat adapted. Second of all, the benefits of what you get during that 72s is exponentially higher when you're in ketosis before you hit the 72. Now, if you go into 72 and you white knuckle it through because you're not in ketosis yet, you'll still get benefits. There's still a win in it. It's, first of all, it's hard. There is no doubt it is harder to do. And second of all, you don't get quite the extreme benefits that you get if you start in ketosis. So Peggy, get your chemistry right and we'll get you moving forward. If you want in August classes, and that's for anybody, just let me know and I'll get you guys the link. But you got this. Just get it going and don't look back.
These first steps are crucial because that's your foundation of what you're laying for later, because you'll always go back to that foundation. However you built that foundation is how strong your journey is going to be. So you train your body to be a fat burner instead of a carb burner. And it actually is a training process. And as you go through that process, you will step forward and forward and forward and make those building blocks your foundation. So this is a training process. It's not necessarily, like a diet or something like that. This is a process where you're training your body to function a different way. And once you get it there, carbs won't act the same in your body as they do now.
Okay.
So you'll get the buzz, the fat buzz, basically, because you'll like.
My question is, what about if you eating meats and all these fats? Doesn't your cholesterol go up? I mean,
Your cholesterol can go up, but there's a difference in the structure of cholesterol. The cholesterol that is in the presence of carbs and sugar,
Way different.
that's where it's dangerous. That's where it's a problem. Cholesterol in the absence of carbs and sugar is healing. The brain needs cholesterol. The body needs cholesterol. So it's the difference of, that's where I always even tell my own family, it's like either do it or don't. Don't ride that fine wave of bouncing in and out, because if you add all the protein and you add all the fats and you increase that sodium and you do all the things we need you to do to get in ketosis and you're still eating a crap ton of carbs and sugar, you're creating the perfect storm. I mean, you're meshing it all together and it gets ugly.
Yeah.
It's one of those, when you're ready to jump in, that's why we say jump in with both feet and don't look back. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you got to get those carbs down. And all that means is quit putting them in. If you can quit putting them in, we can deal with the storage. We can deal with what your liver is doing. We can deal with the stored glucose in the muscle, but you can't keep putting it in and beating your head against the wall, trying to bring that glucose down to fix things. So that's where, again, jump in, get your chemistry correct first, then move forward in it. But the first step is getting those carbs down, and you can do that. The meat and the fats, those are fun things to learn to do. I was vegetarian for years, so I get it. I hated meat. It laid in my gut for a month. I just never felt good. And now I understand it's because I didn't have the microbiome to digest it. So you have to build all that. That's why it's all these steps to do it. And that's why
and your process is going to be whatever time it takes. You may go slow, you may go fast. There's infinitely amount of time, because it's all depending on your body, your process, your structure that you had built prior to this, plus all the healing that you need to do. So your time frame is going to be whatever time frame your body is going to lead you to.
And that's exactly why we broke DrBoz's Keto Continuum down into 3 levels. We teach it every month. We teach beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels, and you stay at that level until your chemistry is ready. And if it takes you 3 months to get your chemistry going out of beginner and get past that, you stay there. That's
it takes
okay.
6 months.
But whatever it is, because I remember when I first started this, in my chemistry, I was very broken. I was coming out of chemo and all these meds that were in me and all this stuff. So I was very damaged. When I first did this, I remember feeling so defeated because everybody would go nice and fast, and I'm still struggling back here. It's like I couldn't make a ketone to save my life. It was very frustrating, and I felt so alone. Like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? And learning now, it's like I wasn't doing anything wrong. It was just my body was that broken, and I needed to just let my body catch up and learn a new chemistry. And that takes time. So don't be beat up on it. Don't be down on it. Get in that beginner group and stay there until we master it and we get that glucose going in the right direction. Glucose going down and ketones going up. That's how you know. So nice work and welcome. Is there anybody have any questions or anything else you'd like to discuss yet?
Cami, I had a question about the continuum.
Yes, ma'am.
It's Tina. You had mentioned like the 72-hour fast and, oh, don't worry about it and stuff. When I was listening to DrBoz, I kind of got the impression that we wouldn't even necessarily ever have to go to a 72-hour fast. Is that correct? Or
depends on what your goals are. What are you trying to accomplish and how broken is your body? For me, and horribly broken, I have bad cells. Fasting is the best answer for me. It is the best I feel. It is the biggest change that gets made. Necessarily, no, maybe, you wouldn't necessarily have to, but it sure helps the process go a lot faster and you feel so much better.
And the thing is, you may get to a point where that is not your first goal to get to that point.
Right.
You may be in continuum 1 through 5, or you may stop at 6, 7, something before fasting. But after you get there, your goals may change.
Yeah. So
it's pick a goal right now that's attainable, go for it, do it. But be able to be flexible in that, because the biggest thing about a fast and us getting to the advanced levels of the continuum, your body chemistry actually takes you there. It's not that you decide to go there. Your body says, okay, the next step is, and I'm waiting.
And I'm ready.
So your chemistry will carry you through, as Tam always says. If you put the building blocks together correctly, your chemistry will carry you to the level that you want to be.
And I will promise you this, every beginner in this, I remember at the beginning of this.
I said, hell no.
I remember looking at DrBoz. I'm hypoglycemic. I'll do your program. I'll drop my carbs down. I'll up my fats. I'll even eat meat, but there's no way I'll fast because I will die. There's not a way I can do this. And now I promise you, as hard as 72s can be sometimes, it's not hard because of my chemistry. It's a hard mental game because you want to eat. You want something. That is why we teach all of our classes on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. That's why my schedule is back to back all day long. I'm too busy to worry about eating. I don't have time to worry about it because it is the best I feel. It is the best my brain works. I have energy. I sleep good. I wish I could fast all week long. Like it's that good. So I look forward to 72s. And I know people think that sounds crazy, but when you know what not feeling good feels like and you get that back, it gives me the determination to understand I know I can make myself feel better and I know how to do it. So why wouldn't I do it? I mean, it's just that point of we can do hard things. If not eating and not stuffing stuff in my mouth every darn day gets me feeling good again and living life and going with my grandkids and living life and going on dates and being able to do things that I was tapping out of doing, I'll give up putting food in my face. It's again, you learn that trade-off. What matters to you most? What is your why? What are you going back to? If you're doing this for cellular health and to go live life again, I guarantee you, every one of you beginners, when you get going in this, you're going to want to fast because that's where the magic happens.
Oh, you're gonna see so much progression too.
Yeah.
You're at some point through your journey, you may, I know that I did. I had a lot of joint pain. Once that inflammation came out of my joints, is like, wait a minute, I just ran up and down the steps and then my knees didn't hurt. You know what I mean? It's those little things that you'll see and you'll feel. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute. Now I think I'm going to change my why. I think I like the way I feel. I'm going to move it to this level. You know what I mean? So don't let it scare you, but that progression is a natural progression. And you'll
get there.
You'll get there and you'll get wherever you need to go. Just because we fast doesn't mean necessarily that you will, but there may be a circumstance where you say, you know what, I feel good. I'd like to try that. And that's all you do is you try it and you listen and you learn to listen to your body because your body's not going to tell you wrong. Your mind will tell you wrong, but your body won't.
You will get there. I promise you. And
Okay.
you'll get, and just don't, it is the least of your worries right now. So,
and she said hell no to the sardines either, but I've almost filmed her eating them. So
yes,
I did eat a can of sardines on Saturday and I went, I don't know how I could possibly do a sardine challenge.
You will get there.
It's
Oof.
Again,
you have to put those building blocks together first.
and again,
I did eat the can, but I thought I'm so glad I'm just eating a can.
when I do a sardine challenge, I only eat one can usually. I get that one. Yep.
Oh wow.
I put two down.
By the time we get to doing a sardine challenge, by the time we've got our chemistry ready to start pushing there, we're OMAD. So we only eat one meal a day anyways. It's just my own is a can of sardines.
That's what I need to do. Yeah.
That's again where the progression of, I don't want you worrying about any of that right now. I want you getting those carbs down, fats up, and then you can use the sardines right now for your protein if you want to, but I don't want you considering anything about fasting. I don't want you thinking any of that. I want to get your chemistry right to move you forward.
Oh, I definitely didn't fast.
Good. Good. You should.
You're not supposed to.
Well, everybody's talking about sardines. Maybe I should try and just see.
Well, that won't hurt you. Sardine isn't, if you're eating sardines, that's not a fast. That's just a sardine challenge. So sardines could be your protein that you're trying to get in you every day. Absolutely. Sardines are always a win. So just know that. But again, they're not my favorite thing. I don't sit down and eat them as an enjoyable meal. I think of them as when you got a cold and your mama used to give you NyQuil. I didn't like NyQuil either, but it had to go down. That's how I look
at your nose and swallow.
That's exactly how sardines are. They're not my favorite, but I love what they do for my body. So they have to go down.
Now, mackerel, on the other hand, that's good.
He could pound some mackerel.
And I guess I'll have to try mackerel.
Yeah. So all those links are over in the groups and on my favorites page and stuff like that. But again, all that stuff's going to be transferring this week and things might be moving around a little bit. So if there's any links you're not finding when the new website comes out, if there's anything you're not finding, let me know. I'll send them to you directly until we get things ironed out. There's going to be some bumps in the road. Don't panic, anybody. If there's something you can't find, please let us know. Anybody that wants in August classes, I'm going to put the link in the big group. We can start doing it. We're going to get him going if we can get everybody signed in as much as we can, so I can see how it's working on the other end and we can get the groups and everything all situated and everybody going. Again, please reach out if there's anything I'm missing or not working right, let me know. But I'm so excited to have all you guys on the journey with us as we transfer this over and get to grow.
Yeah,
Huh?
we'll see how that rolls.
Oh, this has been a work in progress for a long time, so it's going to be.
But we'll be putting a lot of information in that big group over on Facebook,
Yeah.
the public group. So
As we learn the next step, and when that step is ready to launch and go, we will post over there and say, okay, this is live and ready. This is live and ready. So
yes,
the transition's gonna. We're not slamming it all at one time because I'm afraid of too many issues at one time. So we're just gonna
try to lead everybody in the right direction.
So first priority right now is to get August classes signed up for so that I know who we're working with next month so we can start working on that on the back end. The website designer people are working on the website's end. So all that's going to mesh here within the next few hours. So
any questions?
Anything we didn't cover? Any questions on YouTube?
Nope.
Did you say you were going to email us the new website?
Nope, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put the new sign up in the private groups right now for this. That if you're already in July, it's going to be in there first. Then we're going to put it over in the big group if we need to. But
so if you're in a beginner, intermediate, or advanced fasting class right now, we will be putting those links over there so you can go to the
in Facebook.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can go to the new link and sign up again, pay for your course that way through the new site. Also, we will be putting the link to the free support group because that's going to be changing as well. It's going to be a similar platform, but it's a free group. But you still have to go into it like you're buying the course, but there's no money. So you just type in there, yes, I want to buy the course, and it's free. That's the price of it. So, but that will be posted in the Healthy Families Begin at Home, the big group over on Facebook as well.
The other cool part about it is if you come to Monday, if you go in and sign into the Monday night free support group and you buy into the beginner membership, those all come up together then in your platform. So now you can click on it when you go in, you're going to be able to see here's Monday night. I'll go on Monday night. There's the links for Monday night.
And the way we have it set up now is if you purchase a beginner class, you get the free support group comes with that bundle.
So
or the intermediate. If you pay for the intermediate, you also get the links. They're like tied together.
So you will have an account in our platform that your information will all come to. All the courses that you bought, anything like that. And as we grow and add to them, you'll have access to more free PDFs and stuff like that. You'll have access to more courses, all kinds of things.
I kind of have a off the wall question.
Okay.
Calcium. Is there like a recommendation, suggestion?
Eat the good meat, eat the bones in your sardines, and don't worry.
I just had a bone scan, and I've got osteopenia, so I'm not sure.
How's your vitamin D?
I checked it back in January. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't low. I mean, I do take vitamin D on a regular, when I remember.
Right. Let's get that vitamin D. I would make sure you're taking drboz's vitamin D. I mean, unless you're really high, but most people need vitamin D. That's going to help.
Yeah, I'm right at the cusp. I'm right at not too low and not,
Then I would up it because if it's what the doctor says is not too low and you're right at the cusp of it.
No. I'm following drboz.
Okay, cool. You got to work on all those things. You got to get the vitamin D up. You got to get the fat absorption up. You got to get those minerals in you, all that stuff. So you're not leaching them out of the bones.
And I can tell you one who is a shining example of that is Olivia Torres. In our group, she's a moderator of ours. She is dealing with osteopenia as well, but she has some superior DBRs all the time, and she is 100% focused on it. And I think that keeps that at bay. I mean, we'd have to have her on or talk to her in the group at some point about that. But that's where I heard that before. So
yeah. I just don't want to get worse.
Yeah,
correct.
And that's where chemistry jump in now. Get that chemistry strong.
I was gonna say it seems to be the going theme of if you want to take care of something, you need to get that DBR as low as possible for as long as possible and stay there consistently, and things will change.
Yep, they sure will. All right, guys, if there's no more questions, we are going to be over in the big group right now, sharing links, and I'm going to put the links in the people that are already in the membership. I'm going to put them over there, and then we will be over in that big group. Please get signed in if you want in August. Please get signed up for next week's class so we have heads up to work on any troubles that we have for the week. We appreciate you guys' love and grace, and as always, take care of you guys. We love y'all.
Thank you.
And thank
Right.
you.
Thank you.
Be in the group.